In Cairo, Egypt's sprawling capital, a craftsman is breathing life into discarded items such as tires and wooden crates and making furniture out of them. Some of these recycled items become beds, bookcases, and chairs. Take a look.
Creating bespoke furniture for clients is all in a day's work for Egyptian furniture designer Ibrahim Abougendi. But what makes him different from other craftsmen is the materials he uses. Discarded tires, washing machine parts and wooden crates are some commonly used items in his workshop. He upcycles the items to make beds, bookcases and chairs.
We live in a system where we are constantly striving to buy new things, and this consumption culture, or what in Egypt we now know as the cupboard culture, where every home needs to have a cupboard and wooden tables. But no, especially in light of the economic conditions the country is facing, you can now think of your scrap as something with potential, or something that you can use to make something new and different that will at the same time go under what we call waste management.
The furniture company also provides a solution to pollution in the city by offering customers the opportunity to dispose of unwanted items rather than dump them on the streets or landfills.
We have a project called With Your Scrap Will Benefit You, where we take the scrap from people, things that they are about to throw out, and the team of our designers meets with them to discuss what they need at home and what their preferences are, and we take the scrap from people and collect it, and we see what fits whom, and we redesign what we have and give it to who it fits.
Price of the recycled furniture pieces range between 500 and 4,000 Egyptian pounds, depending on a number of factors. But customers believe the pieces are beautiful and a good buy.
I didn't think I would find something this beautiful here, but I ended up being very impressed, just like my friends and clients who came to see the place. Many of them also want to purchase some of the furniture.
Mobikia's most popular piece is what the 25-year-old furniture maker calls the Soster, a tire connected to a washing machine tub that can be used as a chair or bed legs.
Well, you're watching Africa 54. Now, it's been more than 150 years since the end of the Civil War in the United States. Now, there is a renewed interest in the life of a man who likely helped to end slavery. VOA's Chris Simpkins has his story.
On these hallowed grounds where men died, John Brown led a group which in 1859 took control of the U.S. Army's arsenal in Harpers Ferry, West Virginia.
John Brown's a very frustrated American. He was so angry, in fact, that he determined that the only way to remove slavery from the country was through violent overthrow of the institution, to literally eliminate it through war.
Brown and his men planned to steal 100,000 rifles from the U.S. government's armory and distribute them to thousands of black slaves and white abolitionist fighters in an effort to overthrow the government. At the time, slavery was legal in parts of the United States. Dennis Fry, chief historian at the Harpers Ferry National Historical Park, says John Brown wanted his army to orchestrate a huge migration of slaves from southern plantations.
The plan is this: provide them with armed protection as they migrate north to the Promised Land, to the land of freedom, to the ground north of the Mason-Dixon line, where they would be free.
36 hours after John Brown captured the armory here in Harpers Ferry, he was surrounded by Marines at the armory's fire engine house. Soon after that, he was captured
alive, captured by the Marines, dragged out of the engine house, taken to nearby Charlestown, the county seat of Jefferson County, Virginia, placed on trial. A jury, all white, of course, and all male, will find Brown guilty of murder, treason, and inciting rebellion. only 6 short weeks after his capture, Brown will be executed December 2nd, 1859.
Former slave and renowned abolitionist Frederick Douglass was a friend of John Brown, but did not join him on the raid. Dennis Fry says years after Brown's execution, Douglass believed his actions were a success.
Douglass would firmly state that John Brown had commenced the Civil War, that Brown was responsible for starting the war that brought the ultimate end to the greatest stain in American history, the enslavement of human beings.
Chris Simpkins, VOA News, Harpers Ferry, West Virginia.
Well, that's our show for today. Now be sure to watch Africa 54 at voaafrica.com. It's also where you can get the world's biggest news stories around the clock. I'm Vincent McCory in Washington. Chamberlain has our show's last word from Lagos.
Thanks, Vincent. We look forward to bringing you another show next week. Check out our website, channelstv.com, for all our local news and program information anytime, any day. I'm Chamberlain Usor. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
I'm Roger Muntu with Washington Forum. This is VOA. Follow us on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Washington Forum.
Welcome to English at the Movies, where we teach you American English heard at the movies. Today's phrase is "come to your senses" from the movie Rock Dog. Bodhi is a big dog, a Tibetan Mastiff. One day, a radio falls from the sky, and he hears rock and roll music. That is when he decides to become a musician. But this is not the career his father wants for him. Let's take a look. Watch for the phrase, "come to your senses."
Dad, I decided to become a musician.
You're not going to be a musician, Bodhi. You're going to be a guard. Now, when you've come to your senses, you're going to march down here, and you're going to hand over that noisemaker, and we're going to pretend this never happened. Agreed? I'll take your silence as a yes.
So, what does that mean, come to your senses? To think reasonably or to come home? Listen again and see if you are correct.
Dad, I decided to become a musician.
You're not going to be a musician, Bodhi. You're going to be a guard. Now, when you've come to your senses, you're going to march down here, and you're going to hand over that noisemaker, and we're going to pretend this never happened. Agreed? I'll take your silence as a yes.
Come to your senses means to think reasonably. Your 5 senses are hearing, seeing, smell, taste, and touch. But in this example, senses means using all 5 to do the right thing or to think clearly. Bodhi's father thinks his son has lost his senses because he dreams of being a musician, and that is not the normal career for a dog. And that is English at the Movies. I'm Ann Ball.
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
It says unite, and I could not agree more. And for the two of us,
So I can say that after 4 weeks, they're a lot of fun. We're going to repeal and replace, and I think you're going to see something very, very special.
Between the return migration from the immigration.
Stand it up, stand it up.
Best Picture.
Inspiring to people, little black boys and brown girls and other folks.
Dirmi, per favore venga in Sud Sudan, soltanto una giornata, ma non venga solo.
I'm Vincent McCory from Africa 54. This is VOA. Follow us on Africa 54. Go to facebook.com/VOA Africa 54.
Le calme est revenu dans la ville congolaise de Rutshuru, au nord de Goma, après une semaine de troubles. Des affrontements entre l'armée congolaise et les membres de l'ex-mouvement rebelle du M23 ont fait 16 morts parmi les soldats du M23. Dans un communiqué, la mission des Nations Unies en Centrafrique, MINUSCA,